you help me out? I'm kind of a...
Yeah, your hair's a little long. You need a haircut.
I do. Oh, hi. What's going on? Greetings and salutations, weary travelers. Just getting ready for the shoot here. Yeah. I'm the long-haired snowman.
You certainly are, and I'm St. Paul Peterson, and welcome to another edition of Live from MMI. Killer show today.
Who's on, man?
We got MPLS, a great conglomeration of hip-hop, R&B, and the Minneapolis sound. They're on today.
Man, we've got 5 vocalists, an MC, a bunch of guitarists, full-on, loaded session today. We're using everything we got. It's going to be awesome.
You're going to be busy, aren't you?
Very busy.
I know, and I don't have to play today, so I get to enjoy and just kind of hang out with everybody, so I might actually help you out.
Are you going to dance?
I usually do.
Sweet.
What you doing on your tech tips today?
Today on Tech Tips, I'm going to talk about mic preamplifiers and what we use in the gorgeous Studio A.
Okay, and that's all coming up on Live from MMI.
From the campus of Minneapolis Media Institute in Edina, Minnesota, this is Live from MMI. Live from MMI is a collaborative effort with the students and staff from MMI and Minnesota's musical community, bringing education and musicianship together.
This week on Live from MMI, MPLS. Your hosts, Brian Snowman Powers behind the board, and yours truly, St. Paul Peterson.
Welcome to Live from MMI. Today and during upcoming episodes, you will get a behind-the-scenes look into how a song is recorded, arranged, and ultimately performed live to 2-track.
MPLS is one of Minneapolis's premier live R&B, soul, funk, and hip-hop bands. First organized just 3 years ago as a backup band, MPLS has quickly become the house band of choice for many touring neo-soul artists, along with being a complete show package on their own. The band blends and infuses a mixture of cover tunes and unique and very relevant original tunes into every show. Relying on a very diverse but harmonious mixture of talent, the band is able to quickly learn the essence and nuances of any song. The group's unique talents enable them to work with touring artists while also putting their own spin and perspective on any tune. The band has recently ended their successful run of Wednesday nights at Bunkers. They are the band behind the 3 sold-out tributes to Michael Jackson at the Caboose, the recent sellout of the Whitney Houston tribute show, and the house band for the Minnesota Black Music Awards. MPLS has also made a name for itself nationally and internationally. They have shared the stage with national recording artists such as Mint Condition, Eric Robertson, Jamesia Bennett, Paris Bennett, Next, and many others. This all-star band is a true amalgam of talent drawing from several Minnesota institutions. They are led by Brandon Commodore on drums, the drummer for Mint Condition and the Sounds of Blackness, and David Billingsley, keys for Robert Robinson and the Sounds of Blackness. The group is fronted by a very powerful vocal line including Briasha Turner and Ashley Commodore from the Sounds of Blackness, guitarist Jesse Larson, David Glenn from Hustle Rose, along with a poetic flow of Beef from Just Live. Every MPLS show is guaranteed to be a unique, rewarding, and eventful experience. You never know who might share the stage with MPLS. And that's all next on Live from MMI. Hey everybody, St. Paul Peterson here, and today on Live from MMI, we're welcoming MPLS. On the left-hand side, or your right-hand side, we've got Beef, and in the middle, Brandon Commodore. Welcome, fellas.
Hey, what's happening, man?
Thanks so much for coming by. I appreciate it.
Excited to be here. Super excited.
I'm very happy. I thought you said I'm tired to be here. No, it's great to have you guys here. Thanks so much for coming by. So, tell us a little bit about how the band got started.
Well, me and this guy here, we were in another band together years ago, and when that situation moved on to something different, he called me up. He's like, man, I don't know how or when or why, but I still want to make music with you. So we started doing we just started doing production together, really. Okay. And that kind of grew into, well, let's do some shows. And then we, met everybody one by one, well, excluding my sister, who I've obviously known. But yeah, so like we started doing the Michael Jackson tributes, I think was the first thing we did as a band. And then that grew and said, well, let's try to become an artist now. So,
so how long ago was this that you started the Michael Jackson tributes and actually putting the band together, finding the players?
So that started 4 years ago, like literally a month after he passed away. After Michael Jackson passed away, that's when that was our first production as a band.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what you consider your sound to be. Is it hip hop? Is it R&B? Is it all of the above, or what?
It's all of the above. I know that sounds really cliche.
Yeah.
A lot of people say, we kind of but literally when you come to an MPLS show, you just never know what's gonna come out. On the last show we started off with a jazz, piece,
Okay.
and everybody was kind of looking like, really? And then you got into the hip hop, pop, funk, R&B, soul, everything.
It's a very diverse sound, but its basis, like especially with the material we've been writing lately, like we realize we all are in love with the Minneapolis sound.
Okay.
And that's what kind of that's what kind of helped pick our name as well, because like we wanted to continue on that tradition. Like we look up to, the Time and Prince and Mint Condition and the Family or F Deluxe and things like that. So that sound is world renowned, And we wanted to kind of just put like maybe a hip hop twist on that. So,
That's cool.
So we
bring
just
a little
wanted,
more new school, right?
A lot of people who the younger cats are not like very well like acquainted with that sound and how big music scene was here at those times, and they just missed all of that stuff.
And this building too.
Right,
exactly,
right?
for sure.
The old Flight Time building, Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis, who made so many hits right here, where we're going to be doing live from MMI later on today.
Yep.
So that's so cool. So tell me a little bit about who's in the band.
All right, so on the front line, if you will, we got Ashley Commodore, who's my sister. She's our vocalist, and this young guy here, Beef, is our in-house rapper.
All right.
And he does a lot of the beats too.
Cool.
Some of the auxiliary percussion and stuff like that. Then another young lady named Briasha Turner is one of our other vocalists. Everybody knows Jesse Larson is a singer and guitar player.
Yeah.
Another guy named David Glenn, who's also a singer and a guitar player. Songwriter, indeed, yes, indeed. And David Billingsley on keys, myself on drums, and as much as possible, we have Johannes on bass.
Yeah, one of my favorite bass players in the world, let alone the Twin Cities area. All right, so guys, tell me what you have coming up as far as gigs. What's the future hold for you guys? What's going on?
Well, this Friday we're playing at the Dakota Jazz Club and Restaurant. We're playing the late night set, so we start about 11 p.m.
All right.
And then coming up after that in July, we're playing at the Caboose
Okay.
with a band called New Sound Underground. They're celebrating their CD release, so we're on that bill. And then we're going back into hiding and going to finish the album.
So new music.
Finish the album. But we're also playing Rondo Days in St. Paul. They're celebrating, I think, 30-year anniversary.
Something
I think.
like that, yeah.
So we're going to be playing on that day as well. And then, like I said, we're going back into finishing the album mode.
All right, so in case people forget all these dates you just mentioned, what's the best way to keep track of where you guys are at?
Facebook, you can reach us at facebook.com/soundslikempls. We're also on Twitter, so twitter.com/soundslikempls.
Fellas, thanks so much for stopping by. Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear what you guys are all about.
Let's do it.
We'll be right back.
Greetings and welcome to another Snow's Tech Tips here on Live from MMI. Today I want to talk a little bit about mic preamplifiers. We need them, we love them, and we generally use, there are two types that we deal with. We've got tube mic preamplifiers and solid state. Now tube mic preamplifiers like the DW Fern here require a little warm-up time. They color and saturate your sound using harmonic distortion from the tubes themselves. They typically have a slower attack time on the transients than solid state does. Now what this allows for is, man, you can warm up those drum overheads. Anything that comes in that's a little harsh and bright, it'll just round it off nicely, especially if you push it pretty hard. The other type we deal with are solid state, which is more, like the kind that you have in your SSLs and your APIs, that kind of thing. They're smaller. They have a much quicker transient response, and they typically are less colored than the tube preamps. Although the most colored solid state preamps tend to be more colored than the most transparent tube preamps. There is a little bit of a blur there. But they're really good for very natural sounds and not really altering what you're putting into them. So I want to take you through some of my favorite preamps that we use here in Studio A of MMI. So we've got the DW Fern, which I mentioned. Great company. It's a preamp, dual mic preamp here with all the trimmings. Tube driven, of course. They make a whole line of tube gear, tube EQs, which is great on bass, by the way. Tube compressors. And they're probably the most colorful tube driven gear that I've ever used. So that can be good or bad depending on how you use it. But if you use it just right, it can take anything you got that's a little harsh, a little bright, and it can turn it into something super yummy. Down below it, we have a lunchbox full of my favorite goodies. We've got Great Rivers, which are very Neve 1073 style preamps made by, right here in our backyard, actually, by Great River. And we've got the Millennias, which are probably my go-to preamp for most things. They're super natural, super full of life, but super transparent. And they also have a great function with an added boost of gain for ribbon mics, old and new, which is really hot. We got the Shadow Hills, which for me was a little bit of an experiment because you can change the saturation of the metal of the transformer. And let me rephrase that. You can change how the transformer, the metal of it, and how it saturates the sound. Really, really great for guitars and those kinds of things. Super great, versatile preamp. Then the APIs, which color with a gorgeous, mid-range distortion, man. And it's just so musical, and the high end is amazing. So we have all these beautiful colors. We've got the Avalon down here, which we use for, bass, guitar, and vocals. It's a great preamp. Again, very versatile. It's kind of a mid-range in how it colors things. Super versatile. And then down here, I'm not sure if you can see this very well, but we have some Harrison preamps, which we took and made custom power supplies for. We took them from the old Harrison board that used to be in here that Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis used, and we turned them into rack mounts. You can't buy these. They don't make them. And we actually did our own MMI custom version of them. These are my favorite solid state preamps ever. They're used for all kinds of things: drums, bass, vocals, guitars. They sound good on everything. So here, live from MMI, we've got a ton of great gear, and we get to use all these different colors. I personally don't like using one set of colors for everything. This rack-mounted gear gives us the opportunity to use different colors to truly paint a great picture. Thank you very much. We'll be right back very soon.
Wait a minute, wait, slow down. First, it all starts here.
Please welcome to Live from MMI, MPLS. Got it.
La da da da, la da da da. Oh. La da da da, la da da da. Where to find a love like this, and I'm so crazy over you. I don't know what to do, but it's okay. The way you make me feel, it's how I know it's real. This is all new to me, but I am not afraid, 'cause you're the woman of my dream, about to make you my queen. I think I'm in love, baby, yeah. Could this be love, babe? Could this be love, baby? Or am I going crazy? Am I going crazy? Thinking about you, babe. Could you be the one for me? Feeling those butterflies whenever you pass by. I've been through this before, but you are so much more than just a flame. No ordinary thing. The start of something new. When I say I'm through, my eyes open up and I see you. Babe. Oh, baby, am I going crazy? I drive me so crazy thinking about you, babe. Oh, baby, could you be the one for me? Tell me, could this be love? Could this be love, baby? Baby, am I going crazy? About you, babe. Oh, baby,
going crazy?
Said, am I going crazy?
Just thinking about you, babe. Could you be the one for me?
Oh, yeah.
Could this be love, babe?
Could it be love, baby?
Or am I going crazy?
Said, am I going crazy?
Just thinking about you, babe. Could you be the one for me? Could this be love, babe? Or am I going crazy? Oh, could this be love, babe? Yeah, am I going crazy?
Yeah, you all good?
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think it sounds great. What you think?
Yep.
All right. We'll be right back with Live from MMI with more MPLS after this.
Whoa. First, it all starts here.
On there, Snowman.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was killing, wasn't it?
Absolute killing. I mean, you guys sound fantastic.
Yeah. One more time for MPLS, everybody. Students, what do you think? Yeah. Thank you so much once again for joining us for another episode of Live from MMI. I want to thank my cohort in crime over here, Brian Snowman Powers. I want to thank everybody at MMI. I want to thank MPLS again. And you know what? Before we do another song, actually, Beef, will you introduce the band, please?
Word up.
All right.
On the keys over there, we got Bills.
Go ahead, Bills.
Yeah.
Right, man.
On the set back there, we got B.
We got to get out the way.
On the bass, we got Yo. On the guitar, we got DG.
Oh, yeah.
On the other guitar, we got Jesse. And to my right, we got Ash.
What up?
On to my left, we got Bree. And I am Beef, and we are MPLS.
And there you have it. Yeah, that's great, man. Thank you so much for coming by. And before we go, I bet you have some people you want to thank inside of the...
I do. You know, it was a massive setup today. I'd love to thank all the students, all the helpers, Mo, Shane, Shelby, and James, and all you guys just rocked. The lab staff, Keith and Tommy, were amazing. Thank you, guys.
And, of course, I want to thank Sam. I want to thank JD and everybody else who helps out with this production week in and week out. Little Nate. Little Nate. We got to thank Little Nate. So thank you so much again. And lead us out with one more song. We'll see you next time.
It's already this day, but why don't we stay? Yep. It's already this late, but why don't we stay? Yep. Don't say it's too late, baby. Don't say it's too late. Don't say it's too late. Why don't we stay?
Lately I've been in the days trying to connect, depending the page. Yet defending my ways and deflect your feminine rays. Relationships I work in, you just make it minimum wage. Reality check, so out of respect, I gotta reflect the change. Cause tonight, it's about me and you. It's true. So what I'm doing's for us too. So just believe. I got it up my sleeve. Tonight, don't wanna leave, but
don't say it's too late. Don't say it's too late.
What's up?
Don't say it's too late. Why don't we say yeah when it's already this late? Why don't we say yeah when it's stay, but I don't wanna go. Baby, I love what you're doing, and I don't wanna ruin this feeling. Said, baby, how come it seems like the closer that we get, we've got so far to go, yeah. Quit playing, 'cause I love what you're doing, and I don't wanna ruin this feeling.
It's about 3:15. Thinking maybe I should get some sleep, 'cause I love what you're doing, and I don't wanna ruin this feeling. So we gon' stay up tonight.
Said, baby, how come it seems like the closer that we get, we've got so far to go. Quit playing, 'cause I love what you're doing, and I don't wanna ruin this feeling.
It's about 3:15. Thinking maybe I should get some sleep, 'cause I love what you're doing, and I don't wanna ruin this feeling. So we gon' stay up tonight.
Hey! Hey!
That's why I stayed up. I'm so glad you came. That's why I stayed up. I'm so glad you came. That's why I stayed up. That's why I stayed. So glad you came. That's why I stayed up. That's why I stayed up. So glad you came.
Thank you!
Okay, bye.
If you don't have plans, let's make some. Go somewhere and dance and have some fun. Feel the vibe, 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 feel the vibe. The day's growing old, but the night is young. So we gon' move our bodies till we see the sun. Feel the vibe, 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 feel the vibe. It really doesn't matter who you bring, 'cause tonight everybody is VIP. Feel the vibe, feel the vibe, feel the vibe.
17 floors. Good times behind these doors. Ernie Barnes paintings on the walls. And I know some waddles in these halls. Little brother fighting for a cause. Big brother dynamite, but it's not the fourth. Project living, but I'm loving it, of course. Killing this verse, send a hearse with my regards. Step up in the jam just to do my thing. You know the type of vibe the box usually bring.